1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Bum-ba-da-dum. Howdy, welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I got my good buddy Cody Kilby in with me today.
Glad to
good
be
to have
here,
you,
man.
Cody. We're doing a Pro Picker case study today, and I'm really excited. I'm trying not to nerd out here, Cody, because I've watched you since I was a little boy. The weird thing is, I'm older than you.
Oh.
So that means you've been playing for a really long time, right?
Makes me feel old.
Man, you're one of the first, flat pickers that I knew the name of. When I was really getting into bluegrass guitar and stuff, you were already well on the scene and have been, in the spotlight for quite a while. And I've learned a lot of your stuff over the years. And so this is really a privilege for me to sit down with you and take a deep dive into what makes, Cody Kilby who he is. I was telling Cody before we started recording, this lesson isn't really about Cody teaching you a lick or a melody to a song. This is about who Cody is as a player and what makes him do the things that he does. So this is going to be over an hour lesson of diving into his approach to right and left hand, his approach to rhythm, not only rhythm, but solos and in various contexts, whether it's playing contests or playing with Ricky Skaggs or playing now with Traveling McCurry's most of the time and are doing sessions. We're just going to go all around the block and have a lot of fun. I'm glad you're here, man.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Excellent. If you're watching somewhere else besides BanjoBenClark.com, come on over to the website. You can get this full 1 hour plus lesson and all the tabs for Cody's licks and such as a Gold Pick member. I'd be honored to have you on board. Let's go. Well, let's check out one of your solos to Shady Grove, which is one of the speedy numbers that Ricky Skaggs will do from time to time.
Howdy, Shady Grove, my little miss, Shady Grove, my darling, Shady Grove, my little miss, going back to Harlan. Always sunny, she's the dark.
I don't think I planned it then either. That was just
all floating stuff. Interesting. So when you were going into that, getting ready to go into that gig, was speed an issue? Like, were you already playing nightly with those kinds of speeds, or is it something that you had to get in shape for?
Soloing, it wasn't something I had to work on really for speed, but rhythm, man.
You had to.
Didn't have control of that. And then me being I'm all gung-ho at anything you do, I would wear myself out the first song and think, oh man, we've still got 75 minutes or to go, or like I got to figure this out and then figure out the right technique even, because being a contest player, you don't really learn that. And then from the teachers, didn't really have a lot of guitar teachers like I did banjo, so I never really had anybody like sit down with me and show me rhythm stuff.
Yeah, and but Ricky would, right?
He did, man. I have like a 2-hour DAT somewhere that he set me down the first week and it's like, come up and I'm gonna record us playing. He's like, just give you some different patterns, in which honestly I didn't know a lot of the Jimmy Martin, Daryl McCurry runs or anything. Couldn't even tell you what they did, but he's like, you need to know these and do this, and kind of set me on the right pace.
He could see in you that you were coachable and that you had all the raw ingredients that he wanted, and then
I guess so.
He could help steer that. That's awesome. So you were with Ricky for
14 years.
14 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's I think notably, it stands out as a longer stint with artists, especially these days, with all the floating around that folks tend to do in every genre. But bluegrass, to see that kind of longevity is pretty rare. I suppose that it was a good job. You stayed there for a long time. Good music. Yeah. A lot of good guys that you played with. I mean, I think about just the pickers through the years that you got to create music with.
Yeah.
Andy Leftwich and others. I know that was fun.
It was amazing.
And that sprouted off into all kinds of side projects too. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And then eventually you got the call to join McCurry Boys with the Traveling McCurry's, which, if you're not familiar, is the band that sprouted from Del McCurry and the Boys, and with Jason Carter on fiddle still, and Alan Bartram on bass, and then you're on guitar, and the McCurry brothers. Here's an interesting quote that we found. I don't know if you'd heard this, Cody, but this is Ronnie McCurry, and he references a video that we're going to show you here in a bit. He says, I guess we had our aha moment at Delfest this year. We were on stage Saturday night and it was like a light bulb went on with Cody. We really have this perfect combination. Don't get me wrong, we enjoy featuring guests and still plan to collaborate at times, but from now on, Cody will be involved in all of those shows. He's a great player, fits perfectly with what we do, straddling the fence between traditional and progressive. No matter what we throw at him, he can handle it, end of quote. That's pretty high praise.
That's very kind. Thanks,
Yeah, from one of my favorite pickers and just
everybody's.
and musicians in general.
Yeah.
We actually have the solo that he referenced in that article. We'd love to play it. So a little change of pace there from the Skaggs 180 beats per minute stuff. Although y'all do the fast stuff too, but this was a different gig going with the Traveling McCurry's, right? In a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
But musically, most notably, I guess.